Well, about a week and a half from the general season up here. So I'm coming into an area that I've never hunted. Just looked at on satellite, seen some of the mountaintops from where I usually hunt, and that always kind of intrigued me. And there's a big fire up over that other ridge in a controlled unit, but it burned its way here. It's still not here. I'm just outside the closure. So I'm gonna hike in there, see if I can find any bucks. It's not too bad of a hike, about 3 miles. I think I'm gaining almost 2,000 foot of elevation. And then it's gonna be thick, the cuts I'm gonna watch. But I'm looking at that ridge up there. I can't see it too well, but on the way in I stopped to glass a couple of spots and I did see some deer. One looked like a little buck, and then some does and fawns. So I'm gonna keep on moving, see what this place has to offer. I just wanted to check it out before the season because I know the other spot that I go. I know there's bucks there. There's a lot of people usually too in or around the area, so they timber up pretty hard pretty quick. So I'm gonna check this out. Try to get away from people. This is really the main thing. I don't care if there's less deer, if there's a couple of bucks around, but I can get away from people. That's what I'm gonna do. So once we get up there, you see the top right now, it's high. So once we get up there, set up camp and start glassing, see what we find. Got a couple of bucks right here. I think that one on the left, I can't tell if it was a 3x3 or 3x2. He screws around with a little spike. Let's see if we can zoom in a little more. Or is it just a big fork? What is he, man? I can't tell. Oops. See if he picks his head up for us a little better. So far I've seen a couple of does. And then these bucks. I'm probably going to sit right here and wait to see what they do because they're in that little drainage right now. And that's almost right where I'm going to go up. I'm going to go up the spine to the left. Oh yeah, he's a little crabby 3 on his fronts on the right. Okay. Update is I'm about halfway to my camp. I'm about to pull off the trail and go up the spine, go over the hill. Seen a doe on the way up, and then 2 bucks, a little 3x2, and looks like just a spike that was with them. Got some video of them on the phone though. They're sparring a little bit, so that's kind of cool. And then just all of a sudden, man, they just took off running. They didn't know I was there. I was probably about 400 yards away. They were just feeding, and then they heard something from up on top of the hill they didn't like, and they took off, rolled over. Found a good crossing right here too, where they're working through the saddle from the basins behind me to the all those finger ridges that I'm going to go sit on. Let's see, I'm curious what we're going to find in there. I'm hoping, not actually looking for like a big buck. I want a mature buck would be ideal. But I only have a couple of trips to get it done. So I'll probably give it at least the first 2. And then I think I have one more trip after that. And if I haven't got one, then I might just put some venison down, but we'll see. If I see a good rack, I'll shoot it, or ideally I want a mature deer. I don't really care what he is. I just want a big mature buck. If that's a big forky, it's a forky. If it's a 4-pointer, it's a 4-pointer, but I'm hoping for some age. We'll see. It's a good spot to do it. It's not easy to get into. Just found 3 more bucks. little bachelor group of forkies. I'm gonna sit tight and hope that they don't notice me. Unfortunately, they're working like right to me. Yeah, just forkies. Alright, well, I made it to camp. I stopped about a quarter mile shorter than I planned on, because when I looked out on this little bench right here, it goes down to where I intended on camping, and it actually looks pretty promising for deer, so I don't want to go down there. So I'm just going to stay underneath this rock pile. There's a little flat spot. It's kind of a little dip, so I kind of get a little protection from the wind. But so far I've seen 5 bucks on the way in, 1 doe, and a 6x6 bull elk. I didn't want to dig all my camera stuff out to film him, so I just kept going. But he's a nice elk. I wish he'd pick up his head a little bit. I think he's just a really big 3-pointer. Yeah, big 3-pointer. I was hoping to get something different than a 3-pointer, because that's what I've been shooting past couple deer, but that is a big 3-pointer. So it's still pretty early, but I found, we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bucks. I have on this flat behind me. One good one, a big 3-pointer. The next best one's a small 4, and lots of forkies. But still pretty early, but I seen some, obviously they were coming out, but we got a little bit of wind picking up, and they tucked back into the burn. So I'm gonna go over this hill behind where I'm camped and see if there's any out in there's a couple good openings in the timber, the live timber. So I'm gonna see if anything's in those pockets, trying to get out of the wind. And then I'll probably leave. Well, I still got some light, and then I'll come back and I'll glass this from this knob up above me, get a little elevation on my side, and see if I could get another look at that 3. I want to see how wide he is. Oh, these 3 bucks just walked out. They're about 400 yards from me. They're all pretty good deer. What is that one? So this one on the left's a 3-pointer, one in the middle is a 3. And this guy's actually supposed to be, let me see if I can zoom in a little more. This guy's actually supposed to be a pretty decent 4-pointer, but we'll see if he turns. He's kind of narrow. See it right there? His left side, his whole front fork is broken off. That sucks, because he's a decent buck for general unit anyways. Now, this is a goofy looking deer. He's a non-typical, but he's not a good looking non-typical. See if he turns for me. His left side grows up like a big hand with just a bunch of fingers sticking off of it. Looks weird. Come on, buddy, turn. Look at that. Hopefully he picks his head up and looks the other way. It looks weird. Look at that thing. There's like 3 or 4 finger looking things coming off it. So this one's kind of a weird looking one. Good buck, but he's a 3x3, but he has looks like he has a kicker on his back right. And I just seen another really big body deer came out just beneath me, so I'm gonna get on him and see what he is. Well, I'm hiking back off the mountain. All I was able to turn up this morning was 1 small buck and a couple of does. Is that deer right there? No. Anyways, I was able to turn up a small buck, a couple of does, working through the burn timber. But that's it. Really windy, so they're just locked in this timber right now to stay out of it. I just went to the protected side of the hill, there's still nothing. It's blowing too. I only saw the one small 4-pointer and then a decent 4-pointer that had his front left fork snapped off, so we'll see. There's that big 3 I did like. I would shoot that buck. He's a mature deer, nice tall deep fork 3, not super wide, probably 23-ish when I got a better look at him. But I don't know, I'm sure there's some others further down that timber. I didn't even get to glass where I wanted. There's too many bucks between me and where I wanted the glass, so I just kind of stayed put and saw what was up at the top of that little bowl. But we'll see. Probably coming back. See how it goes. Give them another week and see if this place still has them.